Race fans, this Saturday, the NARC 410 Series going to be in a double-header bout. First, Thunderbowl Raceway on Saturday, May 18th. Then 19th, it'll be a Sunday twilight show for the salute to LeRoy Van Connett. We've got a great group of guests. We're going to get right into the show. Well, Jim Allen, the general manager of the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, a doubleheader weekend. First time we've had double barrel action for the series in 2024. Thunderbowl Raceway Saturday, and then the rescheduled salute to LeRoy Van Connett on Sunday at the new Stockton Dirt Track.
Absolutely, man. It should be a fun weekend. I mean, that's if you go back in the history of the Northern Auto Racing Club, man, it was those 2-day weekends that there was racing, but it was all those stories of all the things that happened between the two events that always, you could bench race about for, a million years afterwards. But yeah, we're finally going to make it down to Tulare. Mother Nature, she apparently has taken the rest of the year off. At least that's what my fingers crossed are telling me. And do battle there. And then Sunday, something new, a twilight show, which I'm hoping that we can get some great fan support and some great car support, so that becomes an option for promoters, when we do have a rain out, because right now, pretty much everybody's locked in on those Saturday nights. But hey, if we can prove that Sundays work, hey, you know what? We might be working on not only a rescheduled type of date, but something that might be able to help put together a California Speed Week of sorts.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's a great way to get an extra night in and to have it start a little bit earlier. It's not day racing. It's not like a pavement show where everyone's baking in the stands. It's to get folks out and race teams alike out at a decent hour to get back to things on Monday. Yeah,
exactly. We planned this. I think we're qualifying at 4. We plan to be racing at 5:15. And I know you're not supposed to say this in the racing business, of say that I jinxed it, but realistically, with us and the BCRA midgets, we are hoping to, let's get out of there at 8 or 8:30 at the latest, and everybody can get home, get regrouped for whoever's got to go to work on Monday, and whatever, just make a great weekend out of it.
And it just goes down to support. Stockton needs the support of drivers to show up, teams to show up, and fans, of course, to show up to make this a new possibly trending thing.
Exactly. And what's going to make Stockton a little bit better here, not taking anything away from Tulare, but what's going to make Stockton better is that, when we had our opener there back on, God, so long ago already, April 6th, there was some issues. I know Tony Nassetti and his group worked extremely hard just to be able to get that race in, reconfiguring it from a 4/10 mile down to, I guess it's a quarter mile now. And it took a lot of work to get there, but it wasn't perfect. There was a few people that wanted, it needed to be wider, needed to be a little bit more banking. We need to fix the backstretch fence. And the good news is, he lived up to his promise, and I think we can, and we had a pretty good race there on April 6th. I think we could even have a better event there on Sunday.
And I think there needs to be a lot of credit to give him that, because, first race, stuff happens, right? And it would be so easily, I think, with promoters in this day and age, with sometimes some of the negative things that happen with social media, they would just be like, you know what, like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Like, that would be kind of the easy option. Instead, they went what I'll just label as the correct route of just noted some things, and it's like, hey, we're going to do better. We're going to make things more enjoyable for everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, that's promoter's worst nightmare. Those guys all work hard, whether it's the 2 race tracks that we're going to this weekend or any other track on the schedule. Contrary to belief, we'll show up some nights in the track or something isn't quite right, but it wasn't for a lack of trying. And then, when they get crucified on social media, that doesn't help the big picture cause, because, they're trying to, just like us, recruit corporate sponsors and other people to support our sport. And, it doesn't do any good when you got people posting, emojis representing a certain kind of show. And whatever. So it's just, I think most of them have tried to get away from even glancing at that. And in reality, I don't blame them. Race fans, the best way to make something better is just go and let's make it work. And we're working hard at it. The promoters are working hard at it. The race teams are working hard at it. Let's go racing.
Going back to Thunderbowl Raceway in Tulare, it's going to be the first of a couple trips for the series. Last time, unfortunately, didn't work out weather-wise. But this racetrack, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, it is just phenomenal with guys sliding each other, making things work, which looked like are impossible, and also operating on that razor-thin margin with the cushion sometimes of, like you think you're riding it just right, and then all of a sudden you're nearly knocking the whole fence down.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like running a slot car set with a piece of cast iron all the way around it, sheet steel. And when when you're running good on it, my God, it'll sling you around there, and it's probably the funnest experience that any racetrack driver or any race driver will ever have. But oh my, yeah, it just seems like once in a while a steel hand comes out and nicks your right rear tire, and the next thing you know, you're upside down, or it just creates a mess. So it's a challenging track. I think the teams truly enjoy that challenge. And I don't know. I'm trying to think back. When's the last time? Do we ever have a bad race in Tulare? I don't even think it's possible.
Well, I remember clearly last year with the Dennis Roth Classic, Justin Cox won that race. There were several instances just where things were going where the right rear was just pasting, we'll just put it that way, the outside wall, and it's like there's no way the tire's staying up, there's no way the rear end's staying together. But with over $18,000 on the line, he had no option but just to keep his foot in it.
That's exactly what he did, and you know what? That strategy really doesn't change. Whether it was that race, it's any race at Tulare. It is just a flat out, hammered down. Get your sit up straight in the seat, get your elbows up, and make something happen. Because if you hesitate for even a lap, you can go from front row to 8th spot in a heat race in a hurry.
Well, we've talked about the two races that are happening this week, and looking forward after this weekend. Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial, just going to touch on it just briefly here, but as far as there are still laps available for sponsorship?
There's about a handful of laps left. So we have 40 feature event laps and 12 semi-laps, and I want to thank all the fans and sponsors and businesses that have gotten on board to sponsor laps. So if you are interested in that, you need to get a hold of Karen Shelley. Her contact information is on Facebook. And if you want to do something different, like sponsor a hard charger award or a heat race, or whoever finishes, the first non-transfer out of the B, or any of that kind of stuff, we thank you for that type of support. So please help us out. It's one of the best fan-friendly events that we have on the schedule.
And also, just going to touch on it briefly too. Fastest 5 days in motorsports. Sounds like it is shaping up greatly for a roster. Obviously, we'll reveal the details as time goes along, but there's a whole bunch of interest from racers, and it sounds like even fans too want to make this kind of like a track up north.
Absolutely, man. If I just do it based on, let's go with the fan side of things. I always get emails and texts and messages from fans who are headed up the road, and they want to know where's the best place to stay and how to buy tickets and all that. I mean, I'm thinking that just on a worst case scenario, there's probably going to be close to 100 motorhomes just chasing, and trailers and travel trailers and fifth wheels just chasing the series up the highway from California. And as a matter of fact, there's a few of them from Washington that are coming down. So that's a great thing. I have a tentative list of teams coming up from California for that. And I haven't even officially went in the recruiting mode, and I'm up to 22 cars already. And, that doesn't include the teams that are up there, the Tanner Holmes, which we know is going to race all 5 of them, or any of the teams coming down from Washington, or the teams coming from Australia. So I think this thing is starting to get some serious momentum, and I think fans are going to be treated to one heck of a show. As a matter of fact, that is what I'm working on today, trying to get ahead of the marketing curve on that. So we got a great month of June shaping up, because, I mean, right from there, we go up to the Dirt Cup, and then we come back to the Charter. I mean, June is a month that kind of resembles something off a High Limit or a World of Outlaw schedule.
It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be here before we know it. But really right on the doorstep of almost here is this upcoming weekend, and folks don't want to miss Thunderbowl Raceway or Stockton Dirt Track Saturday, Sunday.
Absolutely, and we got a point race shaping up here amongst the top 5 or 6 teams. Justin Sanders with his victory at Antioch Speedway last Saturday closed up. I think he jumped from 6th to 2nd in the point standings, and that's going to be, hey, we're going to go race and have fun, but you guarantee those guys got their calculators out trying to figure out where they stand. So should be a fantastic weekend.
Well, Shane Golobic ready for a doubleheader with the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, Thunderbowl Raceway, and Stockton Dirt Track, 2 places that you've had a lot of success with and have gotten a number of NARC wins at. You've got to be pretty excited entering a weekend in which there's 2 races. It's just not a one-off deal.
Yeah, definitely. Any weekend that you get to run a 410 2 nights out here in California is always a good thing for us, for sure. Always love running 410s in general. So yeah, to get 2 nights in, it'll be really cool. And obviously, I love going down to Tulare. Everybody does. So looking forward to that, and then really looking forward to seeing what Stockton's done to kind of up the racetrack there and see if they've been able to make any improvements and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to both nights, and I'm sure my NOS Energy Drink car will continue to be pretty fast. It's been really fun to drive lately, so my guys have been giving me really good cars, so hopefully it's another good weekend coming up.
Well, I was going to say, you guys have had a lot of speed when you guys have put the 410 Bullet in. With NARC in itself, 3 races, you finish 2nd twice. That's got to feel pretty good so early in the season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we want those seconds to be wins instead, but it's nothing to hang our heads on. We're fast. We're in contention for the win. So if we keep doing that, the wins will come, I think. So hopefully we can get it on the top step one of the races, or maybe both this weekend. So looking forward to that for sure. But I can't thank my NOS Energy Drink guys enough for giving me a capable car every night, a car capable of winning. So that's always the first step in trying to win races. So I'm lucky to be able to have that under my belt.
Well, and it's great that you have such a great supportive crew and a great supportive team with Matt Wood Racing, but you've also got some great sponsors too, making sure that you guys are able to make it out, because this thing, it's not cheap.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super, super fortunate to be in the position I'm in with Matt Wood Racing and NOS Energy Drink and Southern Pacific Farms and MV Drywall and all these people and companies that really believe in our team and are so supportive and helping make us be able to do what we can do. So really, really happy to be able to run well and represent all of those companies to the best that I can. And it's just really cool to kind of run as a family team and with really cool family style support across the board. So I'm really just blessed to be a part of this team.
Well, Dominic Gorden, NARC 410 Series, getting back at it for a doubleheader weekend. Obviously, Thunderbowl Raceway, as well as Stockton Dirt Track for the salute to LeRoy Van Connett. 2 nights of action on the docket, 2 places that you've been to.
Yeah, I'm excited. We haven't had the best luck at Tulare last year. This year we get to run it the first time in 2 cars, so that'll be exciting. And then hopefully Stockton's a lot better. It wasn't the worst last time, but cancellations always suck. So Twilight Show will be different too.
Well, and coming off of what I would categorize, and by all means, feel free to give your own take, 12th place finish for you guys, that had to feel like things are going in the right direction for your program.
Yeah, it's better than the DNF that we've suffered every NARC race so far. Not exactly the finish that we wanted. Track was really tricky and hooked up. Just still working on the setup. We're on a different car this year, and it's proven to be a little tough to get it down. But we're figuring it out. We're working hard, and we'll be good for Tulare and Stockton.
Well, I like the no-give-up attitude from you, as well as your team. I know that you got a great group of people behind you working on the race car, as well as sponsoring your race car.
Oh, absolutely. Jarrett, Chip, Richard, Sean, Ashton, they all work so hard in the shop. And then, J.I. Apparel, Smith Tie, Gary Silver Ranches, they do so much for us outside of the shop. They probably do more than we could ever do inside of the shop for us.
Well, Caeden Steele, Thunderbowl Raceway coming up on Saturday night. Going to be a big visit for you and your team. You guys have got some experience there racing some other stuff, but first time in a 410, got to be excited to head back to California's action track.
Yeah, I'm just excited to start racing 410s again. We've been racing 360 shows weekly at Watsonville because it seems like every Saturday there's been rain. We haven't been able to race for NARC in 3-4 weeks now. So excited to get back to that. And first time in 410 at Tulare. We'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty comfortable at that track, so I think we'll be pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. And it shouldn't take too much of an adjustment because, as I said, you've logged a number of laps at that place.
Yeah, it kind of fits my driving style pretty well. Just use a little bit less throttle than 410. We should be good.
Well, and, a big deal, too, is your guys' just consistency, adapting very quickly to the 410 program overall, leading the Rookie of the Year standings. You got to, I know it's early in the season, but you got to feel really good where you're at after some of the spring races.
Yeah, it feels great. The races recently, all you even really had to do was finish, and we've been lucky enough to kind of avoid all the wrecks and be in a pretty good mid-pack spot in the main. That's kept us where we are so far, so we'll see if we can continue that.
Well, I know that you got a great group of people behind you, and you got some great sponsors that are helping you out, too.
Yeah, we've got a lot of sponsorship this year. The reason we're able to do this, we got Carlton & Son, Hutchinson Equipment, Ardent hopped on this year as well as Sencal. They're really helping out. We just got a ton of people helping us out this year. It's great.
Well, race fans, that does it for this interview. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you continue to enjoy these upcoming interviews. We appreciate it if you would like and subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever it's at. Give us a like and give us a subscription so that we can deliver more of these great interviews to you for your listening pleasure. In the meantime, wherever we're at, wherever you're listening, we hope you have a great rest of your day and a pleasant evening, and we will see you soon here at Highside Racing Promotions.